This is a sweet broom. I don't see many people using this as bonsai material, so for me it was a challenge. You can buy this. These are very readily available on nurseries in spring. They're very beautiful. I love the flowers. The flowers are very fragrant, very pretty. So not many people use this for bonsais, but I've done this successfully a couple times. So I just want to show you how can we do one. I'm actually going to start working on the one on the left. This is another specimen that I found. Actually, it was very interesting. You know, if you lift it up, you can see this is actually four trees. I think, I think it look nice. I think I like to create some kind of a grove style bonsai. Like a forest with or a grove of trees. This remind me of a grove of trees. So. And that inspired me, so I'm gonna work with this bonsai. Okay, we'll begin by doing some cleanup of the tree before we start. What I'm doing now is just clearing up all the branches I don't think I will need, just to so I can have a better view of what's inside. You turn it around, take a look. Naturally, since this is from a nursery, there are already some branches with damages. They're just dying, so I'm just gonna cut those off without thinking too much. Not thinking about design or anything. Not yet. So this is a broom material, sweet broom. I mean, what I've learned is it's an excellent bonsai material. Look at the leaves, it's so tiny. But I never seem to hear anybody who had a sweet broom bonsai. And so I started to grow it, and throughout the years, I think I know why. And they're just not. They have all the good qualities initially, but they seem to die back pretty often. You have a nice style bonsai, and all of a sudden it would just die. One branch would just die, and you had to redesign the bonsai. So that might be the problem. Why? Okay. This is after a quick cleanup. It looks nice. It doesn't. I think that's why I picked this tree. I don't have to do a lot of work to make it looking like a good bonsai. So, and trying to find the center, the front face of the bonsai is really up to everyone's taste. But for my case, I think this is where I want to see it. This will be the main face. I can see all four trees. The next step is to clear all the branches from the lower part of the trunk, just to see more of the trunk. Okay, so I'm going to clear all the branches below a certain height, and then I'm going to cut any branch that is facing downwards, like this one, 90-degree downwards. It does really insight, not good. This is just a rule number one of pruning, So let me find a few more examples here. This one, I'll cut it just because it's dying. I just cut it. This one also, just to clear the lower side of the tree so you can see the branch. This tree is kind of small, so I hesitate in cutting it too much. Like this one is going downward, so we cut it, This one here. So I'm just going to go over the entire tree. This is the fun part. Also, when it's hard to reach the inside, you might want to try to open it up and see, and just start clearing up, Other things that you have to watch out to cut is, if you find some thin branches growing out of a thick branch, very very thin branches growing out of a thick branch, you want to cut it because it just doesn't look good. So you do this, you turn around. Remember, this is the front, so if you're afraid that you will miss or forget about it, you can make a mark like I'm doing here. So this will remind me this is the front of the bonsai, so when I prune I can always think about it. For example, here this is in the back, and this branch doesn't look very good. I can cut it, but since it's in the back, nobody's gonna see much, so I'm okay. So I'm a little bit more forgiving when it's in the back of the tree. For the front also, if you have any branches going directly toward the front, you might want to reduce that because it's just not a good view. So you want to avoid that. Although sometimes leaving a little bit, it will look more natural, but just nothing pointing directly to you in the front. So another time is you need to also stand up and look at the tree from the top. Make sure it's not too dense. Make sure you can see the inside of the tree in some angles. So make sure it's not too dense. You need to watch for that and prune accordingly. As I'm cutting, I notice a lot of parts of the tree that are not very healthy. They're kind of weeping, and this is just pretty common with sweet broom. You will see, as I was telling before, they'll just they'll have branches that will suddenly die back. So just cut them off. And also you see a lot of flowers that are not very healthy. It looks like they're wilted. Just cut this off too. Since it's going to repot, might as well save some strength for the tree by cutting off this unhealthy flower buds. So okay, I'm trying to look at this bonsai from the top now. As you can see, it's a bit more opened up now. You might notice that in the center of the plant there might be some leaves that are more yellowish. This is exactly because it was just way too dense here, and those leaves were not getting the sunlight, so they would turn yellow and eventually die. So we're doing a good thing here by just thinning the top of the tree. For example, here, just the sweet broom. It's a vigorous grower. As you can see, there are tons of branches here. That's just way too many. So you can just remove some of them. There's like 10 branches here. I don't think you need that many here. So you can probably remove at least half of them, and just to make it thinner. So while pruning, on a dense tree like this, what you want to do is you want to follow the each branch. I like to just do that with my hand, with my eye, and with my hand. You follow the growth of each major branch, and as you go up, I open it up so I can see the branch, and see what's needed to be cut. Where it's more dense, and if I find any branches that I think is not necessary, I'll just cut it. So don't be afraid to touch your tree. Just another consideration when styling bonsai trees, they will tell you, okay, cut off any branches crossing other branches. Now this might be true for like a formal upright, informal upright, but for a forest, for a grove, it is natural that some branches will cross over. So you still want to leave that. So there are exceptions. Rules are meant to be just as a guideline. So there are exceptions, and in this case, this branch is way over here. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna cut it because I think it looks just more natural this way. You could imagine what would happen if I cut it. It would look like this. You can try it with your hand. It would look like this, and might not be. It doesn't give me that feeling that I wanted. I wanted a grove. A little forest, well shaded, with some canopy underneath. This is what I see.